The Secret History of Santa. Every December, the world comes alive with the story of a jolly man in red, delivering gifts to children across the globe. We call him Santa Claus. But have you ever wondered where he truly came from? Behind the red suit, the sleigh, and the reindeer, there is a story far older, far stranger, and far more fascinating than the one you know from movies or commercials. This story begins not in the North Pole, but in a small village in ancient Myra, a city in modern-day Turkey. Here lived a man named Nicholas, a bishop known for generosity, miracles, and a secret life devoted to helping the needy. He would change lives forever, but not in the way most people imagine. Tonight, we're diving into the secret history of Santa Claus, uncovering centuries of folklore, myth, religious legend, and cultural evolution that transformed a humble man into the iconic figure we celebrate today. Prepare to look beyond the sleigh and the jingling bells, into the hidden truths that shaped Santa Claus. Saint Nicholas was born in the 3rd century, in a time of Roman rule and religious turmoil. He inherited wealth from his family, but instead of keeping it, he gave it away to the poor. One of the most famous stories tells of 3 impoverished sisters whose father could not afford their dowries. Without money, the girls faced a bleak future. Nicholas, in secret, dropped bags of gold into their home, some accounts say through the window, others through stockings left to dry. He became known for his generosity, compassion, and miracles, particularly involving children. In life, he was a devout bishop, but over centuries, his deeds transformed into legend. Through oral storytelling, Nicholas became larger than life, a figure who not only gave gifts, but also embodied hope, kindness, and protection. He became known as the patron saint of children, sailors, and travelers, revered across Europe for his acts of charity. But how did this kind-hearted bishop evolve into the modern Santa Claus with his sleigh, reindeer, and North Pole workshop? After Nicholas' death in 343 AD, stories of his generosity spread across Europe like wildfire. His feast day, December 6th, became a celebration of giving and kindness in his honor. By the Middle Ages, Northern Europe had fully embraced Nicholas as a magical figure who rewarded children for good behavior. In the Netherlands, he became Sinterklaas, arriving by horse to deliver gifts. In Germany, he was known as Nikolaus, leaving small presents in shoes placed carefully by the hearth. Children began anticipating his arrival, leaving food or drinks as thanks. Through these customs, Nicholas' story shifted from historical biography to myth, blending generosity, folklore, and moral lessons. Every region added its twist, shoes instead of stockings, candy and nuts instead of gold, reindeer emerging in snowy regions, and festive celebrations shaping the narrative. By the Renaissance, Nicholas' legend was firmly entrenched in European culture, a symbol of joy, giving, and childhood wonder. The journey to modern Santa Claus truly began when Dutch settlers brought Sinterklaas to the New World in the 17th century. In New Amsterdam, present-day New York, the tradition merged with local customs, slowly evolving into the figure we recognize today. By the 19th century, writers and artists began shaping Santa Claus into a more uniform image. Washington Irving described St. Nicholas riding over rooftops in 1809, and Clement Clarke Moore's 1823 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, introduced key elements, reindeer, a sleigh, and the jolly personality we now know. Santa Claus became a symbol not just of generosity, but also of childhood magic and wonder. Illustrators like Thomas Nast in the late 1800s added the iconic red suit, long white beard, and North Pole workshop. What had begun as a real man's acts of kindness transformed into a global icon, a figure whose story blends history, myth, and cultural imagination. Santa Claus was no longer just a saint, he became a universal symbol of generosity, festivity, and holiday joy. Many of Santa's familiar symbols have fascinating origins. The sleigh, pulled by reindeer, may have roots in Norse mythology, where magical creatures traversed the skies. Chimneys became part of the lore, influenced by Nicholas' habit of secretly entering homes at night to leave gifts. Stockings, shoes, and small gifts tied to hearths originated from European customs honoring St. Nicholas' generosity. The red suit and white beard, popularized by Thomas Nast and later Coca-Cola advertising in the 20th century, cemented the visual image globally. Every element of Santa Claus carries a story, history merged with legend, morality blended with magic, and cultural creativity creating a character celebrated worldwide. Santa is a living tapestry of folklore, art, and humanity's love for stories of kindness and wonder. Nicholas' reputation for miracles fueled the growth of his legend. Stories tell of him calming storms to save sailors, reviving children from illness, and secretly giving to the poor. Over time, these stories became moral lessons, a tale of hope, kindness, and compassion. Parents shared these stories to teach children the importance of generosity and virtue. Miracles and generosity intertwined, forming the foundation of Santa Claus' magical reputation. Today, when we see Santa delivering gifts, we celebrate not only the character but also the centuries of stories rooted in a man who truly cared for others. From secret gold coins to modern-day toys, the essence of giving remains unchanged. In the 20th century, Santa Claus became an unstoppable cultural icon. Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, Coca-Cola advertisements, movies, and television specials brought him to millions worldwide. Santa evolved into a figure of joy, marketing, and holiday spirit. Despite commercialization, the core essence remained, a magical gift giver who inspires wonder, generosity, and childlike imagination. Every child meeting Santa, every family hanging stockings, every gift given embodies the centuries-long story of kindness, folklore, and cultural imagination. Santa Claus became a unifying symbol, a shared experience that transcends religion, culture, and geography. Santa Claus embodies more than history, he taps into psychology. He represents anticipation, surprise, and hope. Children believe in Santa, creating a magical suspension of reality that encourages imagination and excitement. Stockings, letters to Santa, and magical visits from a jolly old man all create positive reinforcement, reward, and joy. Santa reminds us that giving can be as magical as receiving, and that storytelling can shape beliefs, traditions, and cultural memory. The magic of Santa is not just about presents, it's about imagination, joy, and connection across generations. Santa Claus exists in countless forms around the world. In France, children leave shoes for Père Noël. In Russia, Ded Moroz delivers gifts with his granddaughter Sneguraka. Italy celebrates La Befana, an old woman delivering gifts to children. Though appearances and rituals differ, the essence is the same, a magical figure who rewards kindness and generosity. This global adaptation highlights how a single legend, born in a small Turkish village, transformed into a worldwide symbol of joy. Santa Claus connects cultures, showing that the human love for storytelling, generosity, and wonder is universal. What can we learn from Santa Claus? First, that kindness transcends time. Nicholas' acts of generosity echo through centuries. Second, that stories shape culture. Legends evolve, yet their lessons endure. Third, that magic is rooted in imagination and joy. Every stocking hung, every gift delivered, every story told nurtures wonder. Santa teaches us that generosity is timeless, hope is powerful, and imagination can connect the past to the present. Even in a modern, fast-paced world, the figure of Santa reminds us of the simple, yet profound joys of giving, wonder, and tradition. Santa Claus is more than a man in red. He is history, legend, psychology, and culture combined. From Saint Nicholas in Myra to Sinterklaas in Europe, from Victorian illustrations to modern pop culture, the story continues to evolve. Every holiday, Santa delivers joy, imagination, and hope to millions around the world. The magic of Santa is alive because it is rooted in real acts of kindness, centuries of storytelling, and humanity's desire to celebrate wonder. So next time you hang a stocking, write a letter, or watch Santa on TV, remember, you are part of a legend that has survived centuries, a symbol of generosity, magic, and the enduring power of stories. Santa Claus is not just a character. He is a living tradition, a reminder that kindness, wonder, and joy can transform the world, one gift at a time. Do you know someone who loves Santa Claus? Tag them. Comment below which part of Santa's history surprised you the most. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden stories.